Howdy, I'm Matt, and I've got a box, and I'm not afraid to abuse it. In this episode, we've got the Turnigy 4-port charger, which we're going to be taking a look at. Now, with that said, I've got the knife. Let's go and get ourselves in here, and we'll take a look to see what's been turned up in the post this morning. By the way, those of you which are in the UK and order from Hobby King, it does kind of turn out that GLS which comes from the European warehouse, appears to be, who do we call it, Parsaforce, which is happy days. I'm a massive Parsaforce fan. I used to work for a short while, but I like Parsaforce a lot because they always deliver here really early in the morning. So for me, that is just happy days. Aha! Now, I know what's in this first box. Now, while I was shopping on Hobby King, is that I also wanted some black PLA. I wanted some black ABS filament, which is not in that box. Damn it. Let's do that again. Let's rewind. It must be in this box. Yes, there you go. I've been and ordered some black... get a box out of the way for recycling in a bit. I've ordered some black, ABS filament. And the reason why I need some black ABS filament is because I got several things which I need to print out in ABS. Then the only ABS colours which I've got left at the moment is either purple or a baby pink. Now, I think you're probably going to rip the piss out of me if I start printing stuff out with baby pink, and it is proper baby pink. It was some ABS which I bought the kids ages ago, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Before we get to that charger, let me just move that out of the way, and we'll have a quick look at the other minor few little bits which we've got on there. Now, there's a new set of graphene batteries out from Hobby King. Now the thing is that I am personally absolutely loathed to try them, and I won't be trying them because you know that pretty much everything which you see here has been bought out of my own money from my own abuses. And that's the thing, is that I bought 3 of the four graphene packs, and I think I had another 5th one given to me as well. The 5th one which was given to me was pretty well ragged and it died. I've had 2 2200 4S packs. One of them ended up with a dead cell, and the other one is the only pack which is, well no actually, out of 5 batteries, only 2 of them are still going, and they can only be about a year or so old. One 2200 4S and one 1800 milliampere 4S. The others all ended up with dead cells in them that I'm not impressed with. One of the 1800s is renegated to the office because you take it out and put it in a model airplane, and the second you take off, it just sags and falls off a cliff. So yeah, I know Hobby King are obviously pushing the new graphene packs, but I'm not prepared to put my money into such batteries again because they've just not been good for me. That's been my experience. That may have changed with the new greeny coloured ones, but the older ones, yeah, not up there at all. And Hobby King, if you're watching this, well, you put it in the box, so that's the topic which should be covered. Oh, 939 MG Corona servos, absolutely brilliant. Just watch out, there's 2 of these, 2 listings for these on the Hobby King site. Make sure you go for the 2.7 kilogram torque ones. They're really, really good. Now, I used one of these in the Nano Talon a couple of days ago, so that one was replacing it, so I always got 2 here in stock. And the one thing which I really do like about Hobby King is that you can buy XT, what I call them female connectors, but the ones which go on the models, and I've bought 4 packs of those because it's those ones which I get through the most. So that's really well packed, and we're going to take our chance to go and look at the Turnigy. I can't even remember which one it was. Now, I need to put this into perspective. So right now, I have to put my hand up. I am a bit of an RC plane nerd. Things have gone to a whole new level. And the thing is that when I get back from a flying day, is that we end up with a whole raft of batteries, all of different charges and different sizes, because I got a whole different range of different models. And the thing is that while I've already got a quad charger over there, I've got the Reactor quad core one. It's a great big charger. I picked that up for Christmas a year or so ago ish, and it's been absolutely brilliant. In fact, it was the Black Friday deal last year, so it's been absolutely brilliant. But it's still like 140, 150 quid's worth, and I wasn't prepared to spend that again, but I did have this challenge with trying to get batteries charged. So I went on the hunt for another 4-way battery charger so that I can have the quad core running, I can have another 4-way, and I've also got the ISDT charger, which I did a review on a little while ago, which was very, very good, but equally very expensive for what it is. Anyway, I went on the hunt for another 4-port charger, and the thing is that the quad core chargers are still kicking around. There's a big Sky RC thingy on Banggood, but then that's $200 even with discount codes, which at the time of recording JC20 should knock that down by $40, but that's still $160 and still way out of my budget for a quad core charger. And then this one turned up. Now the oddity, and again there's me, we'll take it out and have a look at it. Now the thing is that I did put a question in the Facebook group, and there was a mixed set of obviously I will not read the manual, will read the manual before we go, and that's really nice because it's left a sticker all over the front of it. That is really annoying. Yeah, and I posted this in the Facebook group, and the thing is that there was a collection of mixed replies there. I know Jake put in that he'd been in received ones and the buttons are really chintzy, which I'm glad to say are not bad on mine. Obviously it's not plugged in just yet. Anybody notice the lack of mains power cable for this? So yeah, we'll have a look at that. So is it mains fed or is it, it looks like external. Stupid labels. Really irritating labels. Look, they're just breaking and leaving the glue behind, so that's annoying. We need some what should we call it, rubbing alcohol to get that off. Where are you supposed to put the power in? Anyway, there was really mixed reviews coming in on this. Even when I'm being gentle, it's breaking. That is just taking a piss. Jake said the buttons were crap, didn't work, and had to send his back for a return. But then there was a collection of... Oh, they're right here in my hands. But then there was a whole collection of people saying that they've had theirs for 3 years and their friends have got them and they've been really, really good. So it was a real nice, balanced post in the Rag the Nuts off Facebook group. I'll put a linky in the doobly-doo underneath. Anyway... That is a bit of a challenge, so it looks like we need 12 volts in. It does say, did it not say, read warning before use, read manual before use? Does it not say that on there? Right, read manual before use, okay? There's no friggin' manual in the box. You've seen me open that box. There are some details on the back. Input DC 10 to 18 volts. Now here's the thing, I'm using a HP ProLiant server PSU. Now I'll put a link to the article in the video description on YouTube for you because that power supply would dish out 47 amps, which is perfect. I'll be able to run this and the other one and I'll never get anywhere near the maximum capacity of that power supply. And the thing is that power supply, I think it cost me about 15 quid off eBay. So do go and take a read of that article. It does require a little bit of soldering, but it has worked out so well. So there we go, we do get a collection. Now here's the oddity, we'll take a look what's in the box. And I think this was built for a different time, like quite a while ago, because what we've got here in the box, and this is kind of makes sense now that when people have said that they've had it for 3 years or more, is because if you look at the connectors which we've got banana plugs, which are in there. Oh, I do like that one, that's just a standard Futaba lead. In fact, why don't we zoom in a bit? There we go. We got standard Futaba lead, we got a JST connector, we got Tamiya connector. What are we missing? We don't even have a Dean's connector or an XT60 connector. So I think this is, well, I'm pretty sure this is a much older model, which I'm not going to complain about. There's nothing wrong with stuff being old, especially if it's known to work really well. So why to break it if it's not broke, you know? But it would be nice to see. So Hobby King, if you're watching this, Dean's connector, so you bring it up with like 5 years ago, an XT60 to bring it up to present day. That would be happy days. I'm not that bothered they're not in here, because generally that's the only, that one there is the only one which I'm going to keep. The other ones I'm just going to chop the ends off and put my own XT60 connectors on. So hence why I bought some extra ones on there. So yeah, I'll set those up. Now, another little minor gripe with this kit, which I really just don't understand, is that this is a 4-port charger, so we can charge up 4 batteries at the same time. Now, on the quad core, is that on the side, you do have, and let me go and get zoomed in, on the quad core charger, is that you have the balance ports for all the different battery sides. So you'll see that annoying stuff on the side. Anyway, so you've got your banana plug connectors, and then you've got a 6S port. And nicely, they have been labelled, so I know that's port 4. But on a thing is that on the quad core is that, and the really nice thing which they've got is that they've got all the different balance lead connectors, so I can just plug into the side of the charger and jobs are good. And now they've obviously, like I said, this was probably built for a different era. Let's zoom back out again. And yeah, so what you end up with is these stupid balance boards which are sat here on the side. So, and also, really annoyingly, you only get 2 of these balance boards in the packet. So while this cost me 59 euros, I think, or whatever it was in dollars, I've got to put these in the side, like so. Really straightforward. So I've now got these dangling on the side. But I can right now I can only ever charge 2 of my batteries because I don't own any 6S batteries. And the thing is that I made a choice quite a long time ago, is that I was going to stop at 4S batteries, and I was never going to go beyond that, because then it gets really, really stupidly expensive and almost one-time uses. As in that you have one battery just for one model. And I've got a few exceptions here with some smaller size batteries, but I made the choice, like I said, a very long time ago, that I was never going to go past 4S. So having 6S connectors is universal, but also equally really, really annoying. So let's get these out. And it is a bit of a shame that they've only provided half a job, if that makes sense. Here's a 4-way charger, but actually you can only charge up 2 batteries. So what I've been and done, I went on eBay last night, and I've ordered 2 of these balance boards for £5.45. And there's the kicker, is that you can't even buy these balance boards on Hobby King because they didn't have any bloody stock of them. Or they were in Hong Kong, which would have taken blooming ages. So I'm going to pop those in either side. It would be quite nice if we could get this thing powered on. Now the thing is that in my power supply over there, I don't think I can... I'll tell you what if I just go and get a battery and we'll jam that in the end and see what happens. In fact, I'll get 2 batteries, one to charge, one to use as the source. Oh, hello, you'll do. Oh, I can't even bloody charge it, so ball bags. Let me just jam that in there. Yeah. Right. The batteries which I've got here, I'll go and nick a lead. Because I can't use their leads because they haven't got the XT60 connectors on them. How friggin' annoying! Right. And actually, it'd be quite nice to see how loud this thing is, because the other one, because of the power supply, is really, really loud. So let me plug those in there. I've got... Let's just start off a little 2S, a little zippy 1000 2S pack. Brilliant little packs, absolutely love these. I've been using these, actually, in my Mardave mini stocks. Really good. And actually, on the topic cars, I've got 5000 2S there as well. Now, just be aware, 2S, these are just bonsai territory, and like we heard, Mardave Marauder. Anyway, make sure I've got this connected out of the way. I'm using a 8000 4S pack as the supply, and let's plug this in and see what happens. Right, so there's definitely a fan in there. Right, So they're all saying test LX internal resistance. Should we test the internal resistance? Heck, why not? So I'm going to plug this in. I presume we need the balance lead connected. So let's do that. So enter. Measuring IR. So that's internal resistance. Please wait. Well, that's really good. That worked out well, didn't it? It doesn't. Try it again. Is it me or is it somebody else? Did that just not work? Right, so that's always a good start. Not that I'm that interested in that. So, I recognise this menu. This menu is what was in the B6 chargers. So what batteries can we do? So we got PB, which is lead acid, so that's your car batteries, NiCads, nickel metal hydride batteries, LiPo, and that's it. Now I wonder if we got LiPo in here or LiHV, so let's carry on with that a second. So we're going to LiPo, like so. In fact, there's me just tapping away on it. Let's go and zoom in so you can see what I'm pressing on the screen. So let's enter that. No, I don't want charge. Just charge. So you've got charge, which I never use. You've got balance, which is what I always use. Look, it's not. Oh, bollocks. No, is that really port 1? No, I've got that in port 3 and I'm using port 4. That's why it didn't work! Damn you! Right, I'm using port 4, which is on the other side. And that might explain why we couldn't test the internal resistance. So Matt takes back that previous comment. I'd like to retract that previous statement, please, sir. So we'll jam that in there. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that is just taking the piss. Right, what they've been included is actually 2 balance boards, but you need to look closely at these because one of them is completely useless. So you've got the normal balance lead there, but on this one here you've got some other stupid connector on it, so that board is technically useless. So that will get filed. So actually I need to get on eBay again and order myself another one. So you only get 1 out of 3 balance boards. And I cannot complain about that because I went in eyes wide open and I knew that that was going to happen. As in, I knew that I was going to have to get 2 more. I didn't realise that one of the 2 which they'd included was actually for some weird connector which nobody ever uses. So anyway, should we go back and try that internal resistance again? So let's move that through. Internal resistance. Press down the green button. Now it should work. Come on, fingers crossed. Come on. Yes! So 16 and 20 milliohms, which is not really surprising. This battery has had a hard life, so that's happy days. So that's working. So let's go through this menu. We've got program, save, lead acid, nickel metal, whatever, hydride, LiPo. Right, enter. So these are the options which you get. Now I've got charge here, which I never ever use. Okay, I always balance charge my kit. Now, by the way, you would have noticed some fan noise coming out on the recording. Apologies, I can't do anything about that. Right, so we've got charge balance like we'd always use. It's not recognised that it's a TOS battery, so I'm a little bit disappointed on that. One thing which I really like about the reactor battery, quad-core charger, is that when you plug in a battery, it recognises that it is actually a TOS battery, and this one up here doesn't. You've got fast charge again, which I would never use. Storage, I do use that on occasion for batteries which I know that I'm not going to be using for a long period of time. So, and discharge and charge. So we go back to balance, and it's given us a current setting which is 1000. No, low voltage, because you didn't recognise that I was connecting a 2S battery. Shut up. So let's do that again. 2S, enter, battery check. Why do I need to? Of course, it's fine. There we go, and it is going off to charge now. So it's charging at 1 amp because it's a 1000 pack, so it's 1C, and it's charging. Happy days. You've got a timer on there, and then you've got the pack voltage, and then on the right hand side you've got the milliamperes which have gone in there. So far we've got 5 gone in there. Now I wonder if we can do so I've pressed the plus button, we can see the cell voltage. So one it's at 4.17, the other one's at 4.16. End voltage has already been set in there, capacity cutoff. Now I have had to use the capacity cutoff, and there's a safety timer which is 240. What's that? Hang on, that's really high. That's really high. 240. What's that? Is that 4 hours? Am I wrong? 120 is 2 hours if that's in minutes. Wow. I will be changing that. So because 4 hours is just ridiculous. So I'll need to go and change that in there in a moment. Anyway, let's just go and see if we can increase that. We can't change the doesn't appear that we can change the again, there was no manual with this at all. Balance, how do you change the on the other one, the LiPo thing would change, and then you could then charge LiPo, you could then charge LiHV. No, you can't do that on the other one. So this one, you can appears that you can only charge LiPo batteries unless there's some secret menu combination which I don't know. So we'll quickly go LiPo, use the set program. Hang on, I've done that wrong, haven't I? We'll go through, enter. That's how you can change that. So you can charge LiPo batteries if you come in here and change it from voltage type to 3.3. So if I now drop there, so look, LiPo, low, and can we do? You can only do. You can't change that to 4 point. Is that what you can? Yeah. Oh, that's just frustrating. Anyway, let's get in our program. What other things we got on there? LiPo check time 5 minutes. Sensitivity. Well, I've got no temperature sensor. There is no port for a temperature sensor either. Safety timer. Can I change that in here? So that's 90 minutes. So that's an hour and 10 minutes. So even my big packs are charged up in then. So I'm just going to, yeah. I'm going to change that to 70 minutes, so that cuts out. Now, just an extra safety precaution, I will show you one of these plugs, which I've got over here as well. Again, you have to take these things a little bit seriously. I've got one of these little timer plugs from Amazon, and you just click the button on the top, and it cycles through. So I can set it to 2 hours, I can leave it to charge, and then I know is that whatever happens, it's cut off after 2 hours. So a little safety precaution there, and again, you should always monitor your batteries when they're charging, shouldn't you? Anyway, you can do LiPo batteries. You can't do LiHV, which is no great biggie. I can do it on the idea. I've only got 2 battery packs like that, so all sorts for courses. And what would actually be quite nice is that we had some numbering on the top, so I know that that's port 4, so we don't end up with a screw up when we're trying to check. In fact, oh, that's better, isn't it? So I know that that's port 4, that's port 3, so I'll probably end up sticking some labels, or at least just writing on here so I know which ports are which, because it's not obvious at all. So hey ho, there we go. That is the Turnigy 4-port charger. Like I said, I've heard mixed things about this one, but overall the comments which I got back from people who actually own them is that it was pretty good. And actually, looking at it now, there's 2 things which I don't like about it. Number one, you've got a whole raft of connectors which are obscure. No Deans, like 5 years ago. No XT60 connector, so I'm going to go off and just chop all those off and solder them up myself. And actually, the biggest negative, which I'm going to say, is that there is a hidden cost to this, which is the balance boards, because that other stupid balance board which they sent with it is completely unusable, and I've only got here for a standard JST XH adapter. I've just read that off there. So for normal LiPo batteries. So if you're going to get one of these, just be fully aware that you're now going to need to buy 3 more balance boards, which you can buy on eBay. I think I paid £5.45 for 2, so I'm going to get back on there again and order another one, because I just don't have any 6S batteries. If you were using this as a 6S charger, well, happy days, you've got that on there. We didn't really look at the bottom of it, and there was a fan in there, so that's happy days. So it was making a bit of a noise. Max charge 6 amps, which is whatever. Max discharge is only 1 amp. That is really low, really low. I know on the quad core over there, I don't think there's any limit to the amount which I can discharge batteries. I've done them at 6-8 amps before and had no issues at all. Max discharge 20 watts, so that means that the resistors stroke heatsink stroke fan in this one. So if you were looking for a battery charger which you're going to be discharging batteries quite frequently with, this is not the one for you, because that's heavily underrated. That said, max charge 6 amps. Now, the biggest battery pack which I've got is an 8000 4S pack, and I only ever charge these at 6 amps anyway, so that's should be alright, and I was just using it as the supply for this one. I will be chopping off these connector plugs because they are useless for me. I will put an XT90 connector on there and then wire it into the main wiring loom which I've got coming out of my power supply. So yeah, max 6 amps, DC input 10 to 18 volts, 200 watts. So yeah, of course the one thing which you're missing from this is this, besides the balance boards and decent connector leads for the connectors, is that you will need a power supply for this. So and also you will need a meaty power supply too. Of course, you could perhaps use a computer power supply, or in my case, like I said, I was using the HP ProLiant power supply, and I'll put a link to the article which explains where you, how you can configure them so that you can use them as a it's 47 amps at 12 volts. Nuts. You can even do 24 volts with it. Anyway, and they're like 15 to 18 quid off eBay. And I noticed they're only 15 quid to 18 quid off eBay because I looked 3-4 days ago for somebody in the Martin in the Facebook group, I think. So yeah, there we go. That is the Turnigy 4-port charger. This was the cheapest 4-port charger I could find on the interwebs. It was cheaper than buying separate chargers, that's for sure. It does have a few downsides, which I feel that I've competently covered so far. We can't do LiHV batteries. It's a bit awkward to find out which ports, but well, I need to write on here which ports are on there. You only actually get one usable balance port on there, so right now it's a bit annoying because if I wanted to use it, or if you wanted to use it, you could only actually charge one battery at a time. And I'll need to go and solder on some other connectors. Besides that, I kind of knew that the connectors were going to be crap. I knew that I was supposed to be getting 2 balance boards. It's a bit of a kick in the nuts that you've only got 1. But that said, the reviews from people who I trust in the Facebook group said it was good. So I'll wait for those other balance boards to turn up. They should be here today or tomorrow, fingers crossed. And this one will get put into action. So what else do I like? I like the compact footprint. It sounds daft, but it's quite compact. As in my quad cord charger over there is twice the size and a little bit more. It's about this big. And of course, by the time you've got batteries hanging out the sides as well, it does take up an awful lot of the windowsill. So yeah, I do like this one because it's more compact. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments about this one, I need to get the model on there. It's the Turnigy 4x6 charger. I presume that's 4 times 6 amps when they got on there because it's only got 4 ports on it. It does, and before we go, I just want to stress, it does make a massive difference. And you're going from somebody who only had 1 charger originally, then got a 2nd charger, and then ended up with 3 separate chargers charging batteries all at the same time. Right pain in the ass. And these quad chargers, really good. I am so impressed with the reactor quad core over there. I wanted another quad one so that I can now have 9 batteries on charge at any one point in time. That, for me, that's just fantastic. Instead of being out here sat here for like 2 hours or longer, just nursing, quick swapping batteries all over every and just, it's been such a faff. Now I can literally, with this one, I can charge 5 batteries at the moment, 4 on the quad charger, 1 on the ISDT, and now with this one I can now charge an extra 4 batteries. That is going to save valuable time so that, well, I can chill out, I can build more models, think with the extra time which you're going to get. So, happy days! Anyway, if you have any questions about this charger, please let me know in the comments section underneath this video. As always, this model, this charger, and the other bits which we saw were bought out of my own money for my own abuses. So, keep that in the back of your mind. This was not a freebie for review. So, do check back in a couple of months' time and I'll let you know what my final thoughts are on this charger, because fingers crossed it's all going to go hunky-dory and be peachy. Anyway, from myself, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this episode, and I'll see you again shortly. Cheerios!